Okay, Act 1, Scene 3, last little bit, I promise. So this Ross and Angus, basically imagine we're in a castle maybe, and basically Ross and Angus are like important advisors to kings and stuff, and all that important juicy stuff. And basically they're like, well, I reckon we promote Macbeth because the other Thane of Cawdor was a treacherous meanie. And so then Macbeth turns up and they tell him, and Banquo says, "What? Can the devil speak true?" And he's like, "What the hell? That's crazy. That's what we just talked about." And then Macbeth says, "The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?" Which is like a really important quote for his sort of state of mind at that point. And then Banquo basically says, Macbeth and Banquo have a discussion like, okay, what are we going to do about this whole being kings thing, kind of prophecies, evil witches with the beards? Banquo says, "But 'tis strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousin, a word I pray you," which is more or less like, I don't really trust this whole stuff. Like the instruments of darkness, we don't really know how they work or why they work. So probably just steer clear a little bit, hey. And then Macbeth goes back and forward, and there's a whole bunch of really important quotes. "Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme." And then, "My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not." So lots of really like confusion happening in his mind. He's not really sure. And at this point he says, "If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir." So at this point he's just like Banquo, yeah, cool, whatever happens, what happens. And this beautiful line of writing says, "Come what come may, time and hour runs through the roughest day," which is like, if I was going to get a tattoo of a Shakespeare quote, that'd be right up there, I reckon. But basically, yep, cool, that's their discussion, and the divergence continues. Macbeth goes back and forward, which is, so again, for you, the question for this little section is Macbeth struggling with his sort of inner demons, or is his like will for power, his kind of hope for a better life, quest to be king, is this discussion him actually grappling with that, or is this just him trying to confuse his competitor, I guess, because Banquo and Macbeth at this point, they've both been given a prophecy, so that kind of seems to suggest that maybe they're vying for the same position. So the question is Macbeth just trying to be like, throw Banquo off the trail, or is he trying to work out if Banquo is trying to like challenge him to be king at some point? Though obviously Banquo's prophecy was a little bit less clear, or is he just genuinely confused, or up to you. So I'll type that into a question that's a lot more succinct than what I just said. And then, so that's basically 3 questions to get you thinking about Act 1, Scene 3 in little chunks.